How's it going, everybody? My name is Rinzler here, back again for another video, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be continuing my series on Assassin's Creed, once again talking about Assassin's Creed Unity, and today we're going to be talking about why I dislike this game so much, why I think it's the worst game in the Assassin's Creed series, and one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. Because I made an entire video talking about how I think this game could have been made better and my idea for it. And I'm sure that some of you guys watching that video were wondering why is the game need fixing? Like, what's wrong with it? And that's what I'm going to be talking about here today. I'm going to be talking about why this game's a piece of shit and why it needs fixing. So without further ado, why is Assassin's Creed Unity a failure? Man, where to begin with this? Assassin's Creed Unity was unveiled by Ubisoft at E3 2014, and damn did it look good. The graphics had obviously had quite an overhaul from the last games, and pairing that with a new and unique setting in French Revolution Paris, and it seemed a recipe for success for Ubisoft. However, at the same E3, they also announced a final game for the Xbox 360 PS3 era of gamers called Assassin's Creed Rogue. This is where the problems really began, in my opinion. Ubisoft really jumped the gun with this, and most people became very worried about the future of the series, especially since they'd admitted to splitting their division in half and making two games at once instead of focusing all their efforts on one or the other. In the end, instead of getting one amazing Assassin's Creed game, we got a lackluster one and a fucking terrible one. Immediately upon release, it became clear that Unity was not living up to the hype. You couldn't go anywhere online without seeing images taken from the game where the characters don't even have faces, just a jaw and floating eyeballs. This game became infamous for its abundance and glitches and mistakes that ruined the experience for everybody. But that's not the only thing that's wrong with this game. The game was mostly patched up after all, so why do people like me still hate this game so much? First of all, the main character, Arno Victor Dorian, is boring. He starts off the game really promising as a curious young boy who finds his father's dead body, and then he transforms to a charismatic young man, sort of like Ezio, who gets in way over his head after his foster father is also assassinated. But then he becomes an actual assassin, and he gets super generic and unmemorable in every sense of the word. He never feels like he actually gives a damn about the Brotherhood or anyone else that's in it. He basically obsesses over his love interest Elise throughout the game. Elise is a Templar, and that could have led to an excellent Romeo and Juliet style relationship, but it didn't work because it was difficult to give a damn about either of them. His natural storyline progression isn't even realized. He never tries to get revenge on his father's killer, so he never encounters Shay Cormac, who is the natural candidate for this game's villain, in my opinion. They wouldn't have even needed to do another Piece of Eden storyline. As I said in my other video, they could have brought Connor Kenway into the story and formed an actual unity to take down Shay, the baddest Templar in the world. But of course, we're not allowed to have good things, are we? But then there's the actual gameplay. What a pain in the ass this was. The combat system was completely altered from the other games, and it's been shown in Origins that a major overhaul can work in the Assassin's Creed series, but not this one, man. Not this one. The combat system is admittedly very realistic, but damn, it's hard to master. The counterkill system that had already been perfected years earlier with Assassin's Creed 3 was now completely abandoned, which essentially made killing enemies way more difficult than it needed to be, and effectively made killing people a chore instead of something fun. Yeah, get that, an Assassin's Creed game where killing people isn't fun anymore. Take all my money, Ubisoft, take all my money. You managed to take away the most fun thing about Assassin's Creed, killing people. Take all my money. I know it sounds kind of whiny to complain that a game is too hard, but when it's so hard that nobody's gonna have any fun with it, that's a different story, man. And geez, if you think that combat's difficult, then wait until you see the assassination missions in this damn game. The assassination missions in this game are a true pain in the ass. The glitches often ruin the stealth aspect of the game, and the lack of save points in the mission only makes things more strenuous than ever. For instance, if you snuck into a mansion, for instance, and you killed all the guards, and then you killed your target, but then you got killed or shot or something on the way out, then you'd have to start all over again. I spent hours, personally, trying to do some of these damn assassinations. There's also so many things to do in this world that it's a completionist nightmare. there's a seemingly never-ending amount of shit to do in Paris, like detective missions, but none of these side missions feel necessary or fun in the slightest. None of them have any sort of heart to it, in my opinion, at least in my experience. So all in all, the main storyline feels like a missed opportunity. Arno and Elise are both uninteresting. The setting is way too cluttered with side missions with no life put into them. Killing and assassinating people is no longer fun, and the glitches really do ruin the stealth and overall playability, even after numerous patches. Assassin's Creed Unity, in my opinion, is nothing short of an absolute failure of a game that set back the series to the point of no recovery for 3 years straight. It's the one game that I absolutely refuse to play again. Like, I never, like, normally when it comes to video games that I don't like, I can play it again and, like, later on when I get older, and I love it. Like, for instance, I used to hate Assassin's Creed 3, and I played it again recently and I loved it. But man, I know that's not going to be the case with Unity. It's just not a good game. It looks really good, and the storyline had a lot of potential to it, as did the setting, but it just feels like all this effort was wasted on a game that came out way too early. This game feels and plays like it's very much a rushed game. And in my opinion, if your game feels rushed, then you did something wrong. And if I'm being honest, I really wish that Rogue was the only game that we got in 2014. And I think that Unity would have done better if they waited until 2015. But anyway, guys, that's why I think Assassin's Creed Unity is an absolute failure of a game. The next video I plan to make in this series, I'm going to be officially ranking all the Assassin's Creed games from worst to best, so stay tuned for that. You guys are probably going to be able to guess what's at the bottom of that list. But please stay tuned if you want to know my opinions on all the other games. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up. Share this video with all of your friends and family on all of your various social media platforms. Ring that notification bell and let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree on my points. And I'll see all you dudes and chicks in the next video.